So, when I'm a fighter pilot, and if there is conflict, if I do what I do, obviously it's going to hurt somebody, because the intention is to hurt somebody. Hello? You want to throw your expensive weaponry so that it doesn't hit anybody? Hello? No. You want to hit? So, but are you hitting for personal pleasure, or because right now it's become inevitable for some reason? You didn't start the fight because human societies are complex. Somewhere friction happens. When friction happens, we used to take a stick and go at one time. Then we transformed the stick into a club. Then we transformed the club into a spear. Then we made it into a gun, or an arrow, bow and arrow into a gun. Now a fighter jet or a missile or drones are coming, at least you don't have to. Somebody still… but they think it's a video game. They don't see it happening. So, these are all terrible things that human beings are doing to each other. But we have still, as a human society, we've not reached a place where all of us can simply embrace each other and live. We're nowhere near that, let's be straight about it. So you can train to be a good fighter pilot, you can make sure your craft is fully armed in the best possible way, and hope the political forces won't create a conflict. But still, it doesn't matter whether you actually got into the act or not, you're sitting here with the intent. When you fly, you want to cause maximum damage. So no. Maybe you're a little surprised, why is a spiritual leader talking like this? But I will also be disappointed with you. If you fly the aircraft, there's a conflict and you did not cause any damage and you came back karmically pure. I'll be terribly disappointed and that's a very bad karma. Wasting the nation's resource without any purpose. So, karma is not a reward and punishment system. Karma is like this. See who you are right now. You're sitting here as a human being. There are trees, there are birds, there are worms, there are insects, there are animals. They're also life. But why have they taken that shape and why have you taken this shape? Because there is a certain amount of memory invested in this, that this will only form like this. Now, you can go a little further. Memory means… people think memory means what they have in their head. Do you remember how your great-great-great-great-grandfather 10 generations ago looked like? Do you remember? You don't. But his nose is sitting on your face. Yes or no? Million years ago, what was the skin tone of your forefathers? Still, body remembers or no? This is memory. Evolutionary memory, genetic memory, like this, we look at memory as 8 different levels of memory. So how did you build this memory? The process of building this memory is called karma. You looked at him and said, oh, I don't like him, karma. You looked at him and said, oh, I like him, karma. Don't judge this as good karma and bad karma. It's just that my system is remembering that if I just generate one thought, oh, I like this man. 10 years later, if I see him, oh, a smile spreads on my face. I just tell myself one thought, I don't like this man. 10 years later, if I see him, same thing, isn't it? This is karma. You are creating your software continuously. Most of it is unconscious, but all this is recorded. whether you did consciously or unconsciously, everything is recorded. This accumulated memory, we are calling it karma, because depending upon the type of accumulation you have, you develop certain tendencies in your life. See, when you see people living in the same house, the same thing happens. Let's say some situation happens. Now I see this and say, wow, it's so wonderful. Somebody else sees it and says, oh my God, horrible. Same thing, different karma. So, karma is not about punishment and reward. It is just question of how much will you allow your accumulated stuff to influence you? Or in other words, memory is influencing you means you're allowing your yesterday to rule you today. Once you allow your yesterday to rule you today, you actually have no future. There's no such thing in your life, just the same cycle of nonsense. So this is why we said, once you are in a karmic cycle, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, the same damn things will happen because you've gotten enslaved to your memory. Your memory decides everything. I want you to just look at it this way. For me, my integrity comes not because of my morality. I have no morality. Hello, I'm on camera, I'm saying this. I have no morality. My integrity, the basis of my integrity is my humanity. I don't trust morality, because people who think they're morally correct have done the most horrendous things on this planet. Yes? People who think they are morally right, those are the people who have done the cruelest things in the world, isn't it so? So, my integrity is from my humanity. So all you have to see is just this. Every act that we do, is it in the larger interest of people or is it for personal pleasure we're doing it? This is all. You settle this one thing. Everything that we do, is it of some significant consequence to everybody? Or are you going out there to fly and just enjoy shooting people? If you settle this one thing, you don't have to worry what you're doing because you do what is needed in a given situation, not what you whim, not by your whim, but simply by what is needed. If you're doing just what is needed for the larger well-being, well, it's a good karma because your intent. You must understand, karma is not determined by the action, but by the volition. What intent? Your intent is, you are fighting for the well-being of the nation, which is the larger humanity. Well, that side also there are people. That side also, obviously, it's human beings. As I said, as a human being, you are placed on the planet. You are not placed above in the heaven. So, there is a perspective for our existence. Right now, our perspective of being in the forces is about a nation. Because you're in Bengal, your station is in Bengal, suppose you come and bomb Tamil Nadu, that's not acceptable because we form these forces in the context of the nation. It's an identity, it's not some God-given force. Nation is an agreement between you and me. We all agreed we are Indian, that's all. And that's why it's valuable, because we agreed. Yes, we agreed we are all Indian. So in the well-being, towards the well-being of the nation, we do many things. Unfortunately, if the nation is threatened, then the forces have to get active. Unfortunately, we have to destroy some human beings, which is, as a humanity, it's a disaster. Continuously keeps happening. When we formed League of Nations in 1918, I think, after the World War I, people believed there's never going to be another war because now we have an arrangement that if there is something, we will discuss, debate and settle it. Well, within 35 years, there was World War II, which was probably 25 times more disastrous than World War I. And since World War II, we thought no more war will happen. But the fact and the figures show There has not been a single day on this planet since World War II that there has not been any battle anywhere in the world. Some battle is going on, scale may be up and down, but somewhere some organized fight is going on, not criminals fighting, organized nations having some kind of a battle going on every day of the last, 80 years or so. So that's where we are as human beings, unfortunately. That's where we should not be, but that's where we are. So till we are there, there is a karma that we have to do. You are the front end of the force, but we are also part of the force. We may not fly an aircraft, we may not bomb, but we want you to bomb when it's necessary, yes? So we are also part of the karma, isn't it? How are we not? Our intent also is the same, because karma is by intent, not by action. A butcher chops something for you to eat. It's not his karma, it's your karma, isn't it? Hello? So a soldier kills, not for his pleasure, but for my well-being. So this is my karma, this is not just yours. I'm taking it on, so don't worry.